Philip C. Nelson, Chairman of the Board, Hamilton Telecommunications, Aurora. Born in Perry, Iowa, Phil Nelson graduated from the University of Nebraska. He left Nebraska to accept a position at Pennsylvania State University before returning to join his father, Earl Nelson, at Hamilton in 1967.
My father and a partner bought the Hamilton Telephone Company in 1959-60. It was a farmers' cooperative telephone company, and it still had the crank phones and the switchboard operators and that kind of stuff. And the people recognized that they needed something better if the community was going to move forward. And so they bought the company in 1960.
During Phil's tenure as president and CEO of Hamilton Telecommunications, the company grew from a local telephone company with fewer than 50 employees to a business with multiple operations, statewide and nationally, employing nearly 1,000 employees.
Well, I think part of the company's growth and what Phil has led here is, when I started 2.5 decades ago or whatever it was, we were working on the cellular thing for the rural areas. That was a huge step for Nebraska. That network is really the rural cellular network that's the predecessor to the current Verizon network. And Phil was the initial president, started that. It was something that, it was a business to be sure, but it was also something to bring service to all of Nebraska.
In the mid-1980s, Phil brought together 6 other telephone companies to file an experimental cellular license application with the FCC for rural areas. The standards they proposed were later the basis for rural cellular licenses. He also led the effort on behalf of approximately 40 telephone companies to form Nebraska Cellular and served as the first president. This company was one of the first phone companies in the nation to establish a statewide footprint for cellular coverage.
Kind of proud of the fact in Nebraska that Nebraska was the only state in the country that took advantage of putting together all of the telephone companies to form one consolidated statewide system. And it really worked to our advantage in a lot of ways, and to the advantage of a lot of the companies.
In 1991, a new business line was started with the inception of the Hamilton Relay Service, providing telecommunications relay services for the deaf, hard of hearing, and speech impaired. Nelson has led Hamilton's steady growth in telephone access lines and its introduction of internet services, all while growing the call center services division from a 1-center operation to 3. The impact on Aurora and the region doesn't end there. Phil has been an active member of the local economic development efforts.
Phil has continually brought in key employees to our community with their families. They've become a part of our community, and their spouses have become important employees at other businesses within our community. Our community wouldn't be the same if we didn't have the privatized Hamilton Phone Company that we have today.
One of the characteristics of Phil, which I know people in the industry and the community as well as within this company all recognize, is he's able to think outside the box. Something new comes along, some new opportunity. The rural cellular network's an example of that. The relay business is an example of that. Those aren't things that typically small companies like us lead the way on. But he figures out, I think if we put this piece and this piece and this piece together, it might work.
A good editor and a couple of spokespeople can sure make you look smart. I want to thank Barry and the chamber for this. I looked through the program tonight and it has all of the past inductees. And I sat there and thought, what the hell am I doing up here? Well, it all comes back to something my father said to me more than once over my life. He said, son, that's what he called me when he thought I ought to listen. He said, son, if you have a choice between being good and being lucky, always choose lucky. And I've been darn lucky. probably most important is that I talked to a young lady who's seated with me at night, and taking the risk to join up with me. I'm not sure at the time that she understood what she was signing on for, but she's kept me pretty well between the fence rows ever since then. I was lucky to settle in the community of Aurora, and there's a number of people here from Aurora tonight, because I can't think of a community that would have been more supportive of our endeavors. They've just been behind us all the way, and a lot of the things that we've been able to accomplish would not have been done without their help. Virgil Hughes, who was a former recipient of this award, said to me one time, he said, you know, Phil, if you can surround yourself with good people, life gets a lot easier. And I've sure been lucky to do that. A number of our folks from the company are here tonight, and I would really like to give a speech about each of them, but that's probably more than Barry wants. But there's one that I would have to mention, and I'd be remiss if I didn't, and that's Gary Warren. Gary's kind of like Wyatt. I talked to Gary 25 years ago into giving up a good law practice and coming to work for us. And that's one of the real turning points of our company. So I say I could mention the others, and I should mention the others, but I'm sure they'll understand if I don't take the time to do that. But thank you all very much. Among those here tonight is my brother Jim, who has the terrible ordeal of living on Orcas Island in the San Juans off the coast of Washington. Pretty hard to get him out of there sometimes, actually, but he was good enough to come tonight. The other place I've been lucky is that I've got two sons, Jim and John, who are here tonight, who have developed into very much their own people. And I think that's a great tribute to them. There's been a time or two when I've wondered about that over the years, but it's been a long time since I were in high school, so I've forgotten about it. Let me finish tonight. Roy Dinsdale's out here, and Keith here, and a couple of former recipients, and I'm really pleased to see them here. But I had the opportunity a couple of years ago to the induction ceremony for the Nebraska Cattle Feeders Hall of Fame, and Roy was one of the inductees that night. And one of the recipients was a fellow who worked in a feedlot, and he was a wrangler, he was a cowboy. Interesting thing about him was that at age 5, he had lost both of his arms at the shoulder, and he still went out into the feedlot every day. And Roy, you can back me up on this, and saddled his own horse, rode around, took care of the cattle and whatnot. And so he was being honored by this organization for his efforts and his contributions. He got up and he gave what I think is probably the best acceptance speech I've ever heard. So I thought I would relate it to you tonight in its entirety. He said, "Don't talk much, but thank you." Sat down.